When you think of a Shopify store, you're probably imagining something like this, or even like this. Or what if your store could look like that, or even that? Hey guys, it's the Econ here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use AI to design your website and how to import these awesome designs into Shopify to create the store of your dreams. First, we're going to use Midjourney to create the AI designs. Then we're gonna use Photoshop to make some very minor edits and also divide it into sections. And finally, we're going to use Pagefly to import those designs into Shopify and get the full e-commerce capabilities. Oh, and we're also going to add some cool transitions, movements, and special effects to make it more interactive and stand out from the crowd. This video is going to be packed with information, and I'm so excited. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Alright, so the first step will be to go to Midjourney, where we're gonna create the website designs. Now, to access this, you're just gonna go to midjourney.com, and then here you can join the beta. When you click on this, you're gonna get an invite to the Discord server. You just accept the invite and you will be directed to the Discord server. Now you're just gonna go to one of the newbies room. They will assign you a couple rooms so you can play around. And here, everybody's just putting stuff, designs. These are all computer generated with AI. So here you're gonna type / and then imagine and then space, and you're gonna give it a prompt. All right, so the prompt, for example, will be website, UI, UX, shoes, e-commerce, full page. And then you're gonna press enter. And you see right here, it is going to start creating the page. Now there's a lot of people creating stuff, so this is gonna move up. So you have to go back up, find your stuff, and then just keep it there and wait for a moment. All right, it already started creating something. Here is 31% so far. It's already done, so let's check it out. Let's open the original so we can see it a little bit bigger. So look at these 4 options that it gave us. These already look pretty cool, but of course you can always just go back and then put it again, imagine, and if we just run it again, it's gonna create something completely different. But you can also add some details. For example, I'm gonna say that I want it to be orange and blue, for example. So let's run it. And here are the 4 new options. Now it's using orange and blue. This is just amazing, right? Very beautiful designs. It even designs the shoes. So, this is pretty cool. Now let me show you something, because this is extremely busy. Okay, there's just too many people putting stuff. I just put it like 20 seconds ago, and look at how much stuff is already there. So I actually created a Discord server for the Econ Booth, for our community, okay? And there's nobody here yet, it's only me. So feel free to join, and and I have events, video requests, store reviews, and also I added a section with AI web design. And here, this is not crowded at all because there's only gonna be you guys. And here you can actually put the prompts, see, imagine, and then you can put the prompt right here without all of those other people, okay? It's gonna work on my Discord server. And I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can access it. As you can see here, I was already playing around, with some, logo designs, also some website designs for different things, testing it out, coming up with ideas so I can show you how to design something super cool. So today we're actually going to design a milkshake store. We're gonna sell milkshakes. So the prompt is gonna be website, UI, user interface, UX, user experience, e-commerce, milkshake, and full page. And let's press enter to send it. And the reason why I'm using UI, UX, full page, is because I tried it many ways. And when you put these keywords, it actually, displays kind of like the full page almost always. Otherwise, it's gonna generate kind of like a mock-up, like a computer with the, with the website inside. And it's a little bit harder to extract the elements from those images. But let's see. All right, it's already starting to generate something. And I can already see here, this is making kind of like a mock-up right there. All right, so that one we will probably not use. But let's take a look at the other ones once this finishes. All right, it just finished. So let's open it up. And here are the 4 options. I kind of like this one. I also like this one. But let's actually just run it again, the same exact command, okay? Because I wanna, I just wanna see some more options. Imagine I'm just gonna copy the same exact thing, all right, and press enter. And it generated 4 more options. Let's check them out. These ones also look pretty cool, but I'm gonna run it a couple more times just to have more options, and then we'll decide which one we are gonna use. Alright, so I got a little bit carried away and I made so many options, and if you go to the Discord server you will be able to check them out, but I actually think that this one will be a really good example to create. Alright, so what happens once we have an option that we like? The program gives us a few options. U stands for upscale and V stands for version. Alright, so right now if I press on U1, it's gonna upscale this option. U2 is gonna upscale that one, U3, U4. And then if I want more versions of something, let's say that I really like this one, but I wanna see other stuff related to that. So I'm gonna do version 1. And now what it's gonna do is create 4 more versions similar to that one. And then we can choose the one that we like and upscale it. Let's check out the versions that it created. Look at the variations. For example, look at the strawberry. See, this one compared to this one is a different perspective. Look at this one, it has like these weird leaves right there. Also, of course, the main image is a different kind of shade. All right. And of course, the products are also different. But you know what? I actually still like the original version better. What we're going to do is go back here and we're going to upscale the option 1. Once it's done, we're gonna check it out. Let's open the original. And you can see right now we have a much higher quality image that we can extract all the elements from. So now that we have the website design ready, it's time to go to step number 2, which would be go to Photoshop and extract the elements. Let's right click on the image and we're gonna save the image as. And now we're going to open Photoshop and we're gonna drag the image in. All right. Now, if you don't know how to use Photoshop or have very little experience, don't worry because we're only gonna use a couple tools and I will explain everything. Looking at this image, I can already determine the kind of layout that we can use for the website. So, of course, these are gonna be the product section, okay? This is gonna be a product carousel. Then we're gonna have the banner, the main banner with a hero image, okay? And then there's gonna be some text here. Now, this is a lot of text for a homepage, So I would probably just replace all of that text and just put a call to action, maybe a button to, buy now or select the flavors or whatever. The first tool that we're gonna use is the crop tool, all right? And this allows us, just to crop the image, all right? So we're gonna just select only the area of the main image. And this looks good. Let's press enter. All right, and of course we have to clean it up right now. We have to clean up this text. I will say clean up this circle thing because if we actually want to put a circle there with some text, it's better to do it when we're designing the website, the actual Shopify website. Just put a circle there with some text, buy now or something. And then we also need to clean up these straws. And this is very simple. We just have to use the spot healing tool. All right. And we're just gonna go over the text just like that. Then sometimes you have to do it a couple more times. All right, that's gone. Then let's do the same for the straws. Boom, boom, boom. That's gone. I don't like this thing here. I don't like that thing there. All right, let's just clean this up a little bit. All right. And now it's completely clean. All right, so the next step will be to save this image. For that, we're gonna click on File, Export, and Save for Web. We have the image here, and right now it is a little bit heavy. See, 744 kilobytes. That's a little bit too much. So we're gonna decrease the quality to 60%. We're gonna keep the same image size, but we reduce the quality a little bit because we don't need that much quality. It's gonna be 178 kilobytes, which is perfect, for a big image like this. And you can see this is a preview of how it's gonna look. The level of detail still pretty good. So let's just save it. Now the next thing that we have to do is get the product images, all right? So we're just gonna drag it inside Photoshop again. And let's just zoom in a little bit here so we can see. So we're gonna use the crop tool one more time, all right, just to cut this area right here. We're gonna click on the move tool just to confirm the change. And now to select, to cut out the product, it's very simple. We just have to go to select and subject, right? And now Photoshop is just gonna cut it out. But sometimes you have to fix it a little bit, like you see here. So this is good, but this part over here is not as good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click here on this tool, which is the quick selection tool. We're gonna make it a little bit smaller, and then we're just gonna go and help Photoshop finish the job. All right, so this is looking good. This is looking good. I want that area over there. That's good. All right, perfect. So now if you wanna get an even better cutout, you just click on select and mask over here. And let's just zoom out a little bit. So right now this is a pretty good, cutout. You could use these tools to smooth it out, add some feather, but we don't need that. I'm just gonna smooth it out just a little bit and then just leave it like that. So I'm gonna press OK. And right now it is selected. So I'm gonna Control C or Command C on Mac and Control V to paste. Now this layer is right here. I can hide the other layer and we have the product right here. Just gonna choose the crop tool one more time just to get a little bit closer to the edges of the product so that all of the products look the same way. All right, now these little squares behind the product, that just means that it's transparent. So we have to save this, export, save for web, and this time, instead of choosing JPEG, because it needs to have transparency, we have to choose PNG. All right, you can choose PNG 24 or PNG 8 for a smaller size. I like to choose PNG 24. The size is still pretty good, 200 kilobytes is not bad, and we're gonna save it. Now you will do the same thing that we did here, but for the other products, just so you have all of the products cut out in PNG format. Now, if you're liking this video so far and you're getting some value out of it, give it a like so I know that this is the stuff that you're interested in, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to sell more. If not, disregard and continue watching the video. And now we're going to step number 3, which will be get these images and actually build a Shopify store. To do this, we're gonna use a super cool app called GemPages that is a page editor for Shopify. And it allows you to edit every single part of your website, super simple with no code, of course. And in the description of this video, I'm going to leave a link so you can download it and you get free access. And they also have a paid version. You also get a discount if you want to use it. But right now we're just gonna use the free version and the link is in the description. Let's go to our Shopify backend and open GemPages app. And it gives us a few options: landing page, home page, product page, collection page. What do you want to create? In this case, we're gonna go for home pages. And here we're gonna click on create a new template. From here, we start designing our website, and we can click on explore templates, and we can select one of these templates and it will already build it up just like that. And then we just edit the little things and change whatever we need. And there are a lot of templates. They are all really good, very easy to customize, but we're not gonna do anything because we're actually going to start from scratch. The first thing that we need to add is a row. This is the most basic element and it allows us to separate our website into sections. Once you put a row, you can put things inside of this row. Now let me add another row. Let me go back here and add another row. So this one will be the banner, okay? And this one will be the actual products, okay? The product carousel. Now we have to make this row full width. So we're gonna click on the row and we're gonna click here on full width because we want the banner, okay, to go all the way across the page. All right, so another thing that we need to do is divide this row into columns because this right here is probably a 2/3 of the width, and then the other thing is like 1/3 of the width. So basically what we're gonna do is we have one big row, okay, that we expanded it. Now we need to create another row that is gonna be here inside the big one, that is gonna actually center the content, because we don't want everything to expand, the actual content of the banner to expand all the way to the corners. So we need a container row. And then inside of this row, we're gonna make another row that is gonna be 2/3 of the width, and then another one that is gonna be 1/3. All right, and that's how it's gonna be contained. So the way we're gonna do this so that we can add some text and some stuff is we're gonna add a background image so that then we can put some text on top. Because we can also add an image, but then it will not allow us to put text on top. We have to use a background. Let me just show you how this is done. It's very simple. So here we have the main full width row. Now we have to add another row, all right, here. And you see the big row is going all across the horizon. And then we have another one that is centered with 12,000 pixels of width. All right, just to make it a little bit simple, let's actually click on the bigger row, the full row, and we're gonna go to design and we're gonna select background because we actually need it to have this color, okay? The website has this blue color. So we're gonna go here on the color, and instead of transparent, we're gonna put that blue color. All right, perfect. Let's select the inner row and we're gonna select the desktop layout. We're gonna select 2/3, all right? Perfect. Now we could just go and select an image and drag it here and then just replace image and use the main image that we just created, just like that. But this is gonna limit us in the things that we want to do because we want to put text here, and if I try to put some text, let's say for example I want to add a text block, you see it pushes it down. So we actually need this image to be on the background. So let's remove what we just did, select the text block, delete, and also the image, we're gonna delete it. So what we're gonna do here inside of this row that is 2/3 and 1/3, we're gonna add 2 more rows, okay? So one for the left side, one for the right side. Big row, little rows. All right, now here we're gonna actually go to design. We selected the little one here. We're gonna select design and we're gonna go for background. And here, instead of giving it a color, we're actually going to choose an image. And we're gonna upload the image and it's gonna be that one. Perfect. Now the background of this row is the actual image that we created. Now we have to go here where it says more settings and we're going to put it towards the left. And we're also going to click on contain. And we're gonna remove the background repeat, so it's only one. And now we can just go here and expand the size of this row, okay? So that it looks just like that, perfect. And now we can add elements on top of this. Now the next step will be to create some text to put here and also some button or something over here. So how can we do this? All right, so the text, if it's gonna be over here and then there's gonna be like an empty space and then a button over here, probably the best way to do this is by clicking on the row, and then we're gonna choose, to divide it into 3 sections. All right. So on the first section, we're gonna add some text. So let's go here to where it says text block, and we're gonna drag some text in there. We're gonna make the text a little bit smaller, okay? And we have to position it lower. So we select the text block, we're gonna go to design, spacing, and we have to add some margin. And we have a little problem because it's actually pushing the image down, but we can fix that very easily. Let's just go here, let's click on the row, and let's go to design and background, click on the image. So here on the image, if we go to more settings, we can put it to align to the top left. If we look at them side by side, I would say that it's a good positioning. Okay, now let's add a button over here. So for that, let's go here to the elements and let's add a button. So we're gonna put it right there. All right, here's a call to action button. Now we also have to lower this one down. We will do it the same way. We go to design, we go to spacing, and let's add 350. All right, that's a good spot. Let's change the actual text of the button. Okay, let's just put something like strawberry. And now we can change some options here. Here you can select the font size, and here you select the type of font. Let's add this one, for example. We can select it. There we go. Let's change the background color of the text. Let's put something a little bit more similar to what we had on the mockup. You see this color. It's similar now. And let's also add some hover options. So when we hover, let's actually change the background color to something like this. So now when you hover, it changes the color. Another thing that we can do is click on the dimensions and stretch button, and then we're gonna set up a height of, let's say, 300 pixels. Well, that's too much. Let's just put 150. Okay, and now let's go to design, corner, and we're going to increase the radius. Okay, let's put them all together, just like that. Let's increase it a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. And that's just so you get an idea. We can also add a shadow, a nice white shadow right there. Let's see. Let's do a drop shadow. More settings, and let's reduce the shadow blur just a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. The distance, let's decrease it a little bit. Okay, now that's, I'm just showing you some options of the customizations and things that you can do with this app. I'm actually not liking this button right here, it's just too big. So I'm gonna make a few changes here really quickly. Let's just, reduce that stretch button. Let's just keep it like that. Let's reduce the height of that. Let's just put it 50 pixels. All right, and we're actually just gonna put it down here, over here, boom, right there. Okay, it is pushed down a lot, so we're gonna see what is pushing it down. Let's go to spacing, and right here, let's see the button, the spacing. Let's leave that at 0 pixels. Now let's actually put a little bit more. If you don't want to be putting these buttons, you can just select an element on top, and let's just add some padding over there. All right, yeah, I think that looks better, because now we're gonna have some text in this side, and two buttons next to each other is not gonna look that good. All right, so right now what we need to do is put big text followed by smaller text, and then we're gonna put a button. Let's add a text block over here. Let's make it H1, and right now you see on the text styles you can set up global styles for the page, so every time you add something it already has the font, the sizing, and the colors. Okay, but this is a quick tutorial, so I'm not gonna show you how to do the global styles. I'm just gonna edit it one by one. So this text over here, we're gonna change the color, we're going to increase the font size as well, we're going to change the font. Let's transform the text and make it all uppercase. We're gonna center it here. We're gonna align it to center. And we're gonna reduce the line height a little bit, just so it matches, this a little bit better. Now we're gonna add a little bit more text. So let's add another text block right here underneath that one. And the only thing that we need to do on this one is probably just change the color. A little bit less text, because that's way too much. Yeah, that's good. Let's add some padding over here, just like that. And now let's add a button over here. So let's go back here, and we're clicking on button, boom. I'm actually going to delete it because I don't want to customize the entire button again. I'm just gonna come here and duplicate this one and just drag it over here. Put some padding, and maybe just change the color. Change the text to something like make your own. I don't know, something like that. Okay, perfect. We have the banner ready. Now the next step will be to add the product carousel, okay? A list of products in horizontal way. All right, so let's go over here, and well, you can see that we put so much padding and margins that this moved down a lot, but we can easily remove that by just going like that. All right, yeah, this is looking good. Maybe we can even, kind of like put this over here, just like that, to give it some formatting. And now here on the other row that we created, go here to the left side, and we look for the product section over here, and we're gonna choose product list, and we're gonna drag it over here. I already added one product. Let me just save this and add the other products. I'm not gonna add the images. I'm just gonna duplicate this product a few times just to see how it's gonna look. So I duplicated the product a couple times. There's 3 products now with different names, but the same image. Let's go back to GemPages and refresh the page. Scroll down. Okay, there they are. Perfect. Now we're gonna make some changes here because I don't want this stuff to look. Of course, the font and the color of this, you can change it all. I'm not gonna go into detail on this because I'm making another video showing you in more depth how to use GemPages, and I even give you an example where I created this website using GemPages, and it has a lot of moving parts, a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna go in more detail later on. Let's go back to the milkshake store and just do a few changes here. The number of products per row, we're gonna change it to 4. We should also make this background the same color, okay, as this. So for that, let's just go to row. We're gonna have to actually put it full width, okay, so we can get the background, and then we have to change the background to this color. All right, perfect. Now we have to actually put another row inside of this one, okay, right there, and we're gonna have to move the products inside of the row. See, I think you're getting it, right? It's very intuitive once you understand the rows within rows. Very intuitive. And just for fun, since we had to create a row, let's actually change the layout to 2 columns, okay, like 1/4 and 3/4, okay. And here, instead of 4 products, let's actually only put 3 products per row, so it's a little bit bigger. And here, let's add, for example, let's add an image over here, and this image is going to be this strawberry that I copied from here. You can add some text over here, change the size of the image, and imagine having a strawberry, a banana, a kiwi, whatever, just to make it a little bit cooler than the actual template. Even though this looks pretty nice, this will look exactly the same if I actually put these things. Now look at this background. There's like a few things here on the background. We can add that, no problem. Let's go back to the Photoshop file over here, and we're gonna use the crop tool one more time. We're gonna choose like this area, all right, and we'll select these little objects over here. Let's click on the quick selection tool and just go one by one, selecting all of them. Once we have them selected, we're gonna Control C and then Control V to paste. You see the layers over here. We're gonna remove the background, and we're gonna File, Export. Let's go back to the editor, and now on this row, let's, instead of having a color background, which by the way, you can have both. You can have a color background, and on top of that, you can have an image. And since it's a PNG, it's gonna be transparent, so you can see the background and the images. So let's go to background and click here on image, upload image. There we have our ingredients, and there we have them. And we just need to click on more settings. Let's put them center, and also remove the repeat and put it on contain. Okay, so now we have the little ingredients flying around in the background. Another thing that I wanted to show you is the animations. Okay, so when you click on something, for example, let's say that I want this text and then animations, you can actually add some pretty cool animations. So I'm gonna put scroll into view. So whenever I'm scrolling down and I see this, something is gonna happen. An animation will occur. So let's select the animation. Let's choose a fade, for example, and you see how, view animation, you see how it goes. So whenever we load the page, this will happen. And then let's say, for example, that on this button right here, I want to add an animation when you hover it. Okay, so we click on the button, we go to design, we go to animations, add a new one. On mouse hover, we're gonna add an animation, and let's do something like a pulse. Okay, look, poof. Every time I hover it, it's gonna poof. All right, let's save it. And now let's check out the preview on Shopify. So there you go. I don't know if you noticed, but this text, let me actually refresh the page. See that move, and when I hover over this button, you see how it pops. All right, and then here's the other stuff. All right. And this is how you convert an AI-generated design into an actual working website. I left links to all of the tools that I use in this video, and I hope to see you on the Discord server. Now I'm working on 2 more videos at the time. One is gonna be a full explanation in detail of how to use GemPages to make crazy designs. And the other one is a website review, where I take your websites, review them on a video, and give you constructive feedback. The link is also on the description of the video with the form where you can submit your store. And the next step is to watch this video because it's also about e-commerce and I know you like that stuff. Thank you, I'm out.